Hello and welcome back to the Flat Chat. I'm Heggy here with Aaron and Callum. We've got what would we call these?
Prem predictions.
Prem predictions. It's been that long.
We don't remember what that is.
Yeah, the World Cup has muddied the channel, but we're back and we're going to be uploading multiple times a week again. Premier League football.
It's all about the football.
All about the football.
All about the club football.
Yes. So this is Gameweek 17.
Something like that.
Who knows?
Time stood still at this point.
Yeah. So we're going to be giving our predictions for each of the games, starting with Boxing Day. We'll kick off with the early kick-off.
Yep.
Brentford versus Spurs. How do we see this one going?
This is an interesting one because this is the one where obviously we've all been watching international football and we're like, oh, the Premier League. It's like it feels weird to us coming back watching that again.
This feels like the first day of the season again.
Yeah,
right?
it's the first game back. And I think if Brentford get a shock result here, everyone's like, yep, we're right back in where we left off. Like, just shocks. We're getting so many this season. But for this one, I'm going to give Spurs a narrow 2-1 win. I think they'll be losing and they'll come back and win it, though. That's my feeling. So I'm going to go with 2-1 Spurs. I don't really know what to go off because we don't know who's going to be back yet. But that's what I'm going to go for. What about you guys, Adam?
I'm going to agree with you. I think I'm going to go 2-1 Spurs as well because we are literally basing this on next to nothing. So it's literally just going to be a case of it's basically going to be a case of who's back from the World Cup first of all, and second of all, will Spurs have turned the corner? Will the break have done them some good? Spurs
have obviously got a lot of players that are coming back from the World Cup. Most of them should be back, but Brentford, obviously a big thing for them is I don't know what's going on with Tony. Do we know what's going on with Tony?
Well, the only thing we know is that he's added 30 more betting charges to his list of 232 that he's got already.
So I think he's playing.
Yeah, he did play the last time when it was accused, so I would assume he's playing again if he's fit.
Really? Okay.
I'm going to go for one each for this game.
Love that.
Yeah, Brentford, as we can see stats on the screen, have drew 3 games at home this season, and Tottenham have drew 2 away. The only games they have drew have been away from home. A big factor for Spurs will be if Kane and Son can come back in firing, because when they left for the World Cup, especially Son wasn't firing.
Yeah, but another big thing you're missing there was they now, with that World Cup, they've had a bit of time for Kulusevski to get himself back to match fitness. I know they've not had a lot of competitive games for him to play, but I think the wee games, behind closed doors will have helped him as well.
Yeah.
And that's something they did miss before the break.
It'll definitely be a tight game.
In fairness to Spurs, they were only playing Mull, so
there you go.
There we go. Anyway, the slander.
Next game.
Yes, Palace v Fulham, a London derby.
That's a really tough one.
9th and 10th in the table as well.
Yeah.
Couldn't really get any closer.
And that's why for my prediction I'm going to put 1-1 for this one.
Okay.
I think this is 2 close teams. We don't know enough about how they've been since the break, and that as well, what their cohesion's been like. We'll find out just a lot of this as we go. Yeah. So I think this will be a pretty safe game. I think it'll be 1 each.
I like that 1-1 shout, Adam, but I'm not going to copy you. I'm going to go for a 1-0 to Palace.
Selhurst Park.
Mitrovic is the only worry here, because I think I wouldn't be surprised if he got a couple of goals, if I'm honest. But I'm going to go for 1-0. What about you, Heggy?
I'm going 2-1.
2-1.
To Palace.
Palace, right.
I think Palace's home form's been decent, has it? Yeah, they've won 4 out of 7. And Fulham's away form is not particularly great.
Yep.
Mitrovic was at the World Cup as well, so he's not fully rested, whereas the majority of Palace players
Zaha, you'll be chomping at the bit to get going again.
So,
yeah.
Up next, we've got a relegation dogfight. We've got Everton v Wolves.
Yeah, that really is 17th against 20th.
I sit here and I laugh as my team's in 15th, but we're not in that. We're not in that relegation.
You're not that bad.
Yeah,
you're bad. Not that bad.
Exactly.
I'll kick us off here. I'm going 1-0 Everton.
Okay.
It's the most 1-0 Everton game I've ever seen. I went on 6 weeks in a row predicting them not to score. Then they scored every week.
Uh-huh.
So the opposite happens, so it's probably going to be 0-0 if you boys want to predict it.
What about the manager bounce?
What, for Lopetegui?
How big a manager bounce do they have, considering there isn't just a straight in and they're he's taken over? Because obviously he's had about a month now to prepare with the team.
Yeah.
Does that mean that they're going to be even better, potentially?
A lot of Wolves players were at the World Cup, though, with Portugal.
Yeah.
I was going to say, and also another question, will Cunha be in time to...
No, I don't think so. I don't think he will. I don't think the transfer window's not even happened yet. So Cunha's not going to be there. Cunha obviously is
Matheus
a player
Cunha.
that they're linked with, or
they're
signing. Yeah, but I don't think he'll be able to play. No. I'd be very. Can he?
You can't sign a player.
Aye,
John,
we'll be able to.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm going to go for a 1-1 in this game. Adam, what did you say?
He's not predicted.
I've not predicted yet. I'm gonna say 1-0 Everton. Like, Wolves' away form this season hasn't been particularly great.
Yeah,
and as Higgy said, this is the most 1-0 game I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Right, next up we've got Leicester against a team that are in the top 4 currently, Newcastle, sitting third.
Arguably the two form teams before the World Cup, where
Yeah,
Leicester tick up the table. I'm going to say 2-0 Newcastle. I think Newcastle have just got a bit of a stronger squad than Leicester will at this stage and that as well. Obviously, question marks, is Trippier going to be back?
He should be.
He should be.
Should be.
But yeah, Newcastle squad I think is a bit stronger than Leicester, so I'm going to say 2-0 Newcastle.
I agree with that, but I don't quite agree with your scoreline. I'm going to go for 2-1 to Newcastle. I don't really know. I really don't know with this one. This one's probably the toughest for me to predict, though. But I'm going to.
It's a close game.
Aye.
It'll be one of those, for me. It'll be like a close 2-0. It'll be like 1-0. Then Leicester will come in, and then Newcastle nick one at the end.
I'm going to stick with that 2-1 anyway. What are you?
Fair enough.
I'm going to actually go 2 each.
Okay. I like that as well.
I think Leicester have been pretty good at scoring goals anyway, but they're pretty bad at letting them in as well at points.
I mean, what happens when you get a Marty playing centre back for you? So
great things evidently happen.
But no, Newcastle, I think they will start to pick up their form again in January if they make some signings. But the World Cup definitely came at a bad time for them, for both teams.
Yeah.
I think both teams will maybe be a bit sloppy defensively in this one, which we'll see the 2 each draw. Right, so on to Southampton v Brighton.
19th versus 7th.
Is that a South Coast derby?
Yes.
That? Yeah. Well, anyway, a wee bit of one. Anyway, but we'll see. Southampton Brighton. I'll start us off then. I believe that Brighton will draw 1-1 with Southampton in this game. I mean, I can see a Brighton win here, but I don't know, the first game back, I feel like that's a safe bet for a 1-1. What about you, guys?
I can see... I'll let you go for a second.
I'm going to go 2-0 Brighton.
Okay.
2-0 Brighton.
I think Southampton have been really poor this season. Potentially they've got injuries back though. Who's the centre-back? Keller Kotchap. Yeah, he was good for them before he got injured. And the attack midfielder, what was his name?
For Southampton?
Lavia.
Yeah. He was a big miss for them.
Yeah, if they are back, I'm not 100% sure. Might be a bit different, but Brighton, fairly solid team. I'm happy with the 2-0 prediction.
And I'm going to say 2-1 Brighton on this one. I think we can combine with, as you said, Lavia and Cole being back, potentially Che Adams potentially doing well. Perhaps
we'll see.
Maybe gets a goal there as well. But I think Brighton, same as Newcastle at Leicester, I think they'll be just too strong.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Potentially game of the weekend up now. Villa at home to Liverpool. Unai Emery
of course, I brought with him.
Yeah, had a bit more time at Villa. Of course, he had some games before the World Cup, so potentially in a better situation than Lopetegui at Wolves. What do you think, Alan?
The question is it going to be a good evening?
How many times are we going to say that joke this year? Let's aim for 100.
Let's aim for 100.
Yes.
But in my opinion, as much as I want to say new manager bounce, I do not believe it will be a good evening for Mr. Emery. I think it will be 2-1 to Liverpool.
Interesting.
I like that shout.
I do like that shout as well, but I'm going to go 2-0 to Liverpool. I don't know what to expect from Liverpool. Do we expect a strong second half of the season for Liverpool?
I certainly do.
You think?
I think they'll bounce back. I think they'll have to bounce back a little bit. They've got to.
Yeah. I think they've got to spend in the transfer market. You can see their midfield is so frail. Even in the cup game against City with the players they played, there's an 18-year-old playing at that midfield for them. I think they need to strengthen in January, but I do think they'll have enough against Villa on Boxing Day.
Yeah, believe so.
I'm going to agree with Alan. I think 2-1. I think Villa are pretty dangerous in the attack.
Yeah.
And Liverpool have been a wee bit leaky, so I'm going to go 2-1. But I can still see them grinding out the result.
Yep.
Right, up next, your team, Callum. Arsenal against West Ham.
Surprise back to the season.
A wee bit of a nervy one to start back on.
That's a tough game, isn't it?
Yeah.
Tough game. It's at the Emirates though. And
a team you do well against.
Yeah, West Ham they do struggle against Arsenal. It is a London derby at the end of the day. It's tough. I'm struggling between. I think Arsenal will win this game. It's whether they win it 2-0 or 2-1 for me. Saliba hopefully comes back in straight in.
No Jesus, but up front for
No Jesus,
Arsenal.
but it'll be a Nketiah comes straight in sort of thing until we can maybe get some players in January. When apparently we are going to be spending spending a decent amount of money apparently.
Going for the title.
I think so.
I
Whether
don't
we
know.
get it or not.
There's talk of Mudryk, isn't there?
Mudryk, yeah, and then maybe playing Martinelli centrally. Of course, there is Nketiah. We've got to give him some sort of chance. There's also talk of Vlahovic. Imagine that again.
I was going to say, I hear the name Mudryk and I immediately get flashbacks to Warsaw.
Absolutely, do you?
Yeah, he scored in both games.
Would you recommend Arsenal signing him?
Yes, he's a good player.
Yeah,
I think he's a good player. I think he'd do really well at Arsenal.
Yeah,
it's the right club and player combo for both to develop.
I think he needs to work on his end product
Oh
slightly.
yeah.
He's a youngster. He's
Exactly.
21 now.
But if anyone's going to give him that sort of tools, that it's going to be Arteta.
Yeah, that's true.
He's really good at moulding attacking players.
For this game though, my prediction, I'm going to back my boys, which I haven't done a lot this season, and I'm going to give us a clean sheet, a 2-0 win to the Arsenal.
I am also going to back your boys, Callum. I'm going to say 2-0 to the Arsenal as well.
I'm not as confident. I'm going 2-1. I think, if I'm right, Arsenal have been a bit leaky at home defensively.
More so maybe than the away, but
yeah, they've conceded 7 at home and 4 away.
yeah,
The games have been a wee bit tighter at home for some reason.
it's because the team's sitting a lot more.
Yeah, I can see West Ham maybe scoring first in this game,
Mhm.
and Arsenal coming back, similar to the Fulham game
Yeah.
earlier in the season. Right, so on to the 27th of December now. We've got Chelsea up against Bournemouth.
It's interesting. Why are they not all playing on Boxing Day? I don't understand that because I'm just
Like
noticing
Boxing
as
Day
well.
football is tradition.
There's
Yeah,
only 7
it's-
games on Boxing Day, and then there's Man City don't play to the Thursday
It's to do
as
with
well.
Prime, I
Wednesday,
believe.
Not the KSI product, the Amazon one.
Yeah.
Thanks.
It's because it's the Prime Video weekend.
Yeah,
they
fair enough.
want to show as many. I
Right.
believe anyway.
Okay, well, the Tuesday games. First game, Chelsea against Bournemouth. That's a 5:30 kick-off. Do we think it's going to be easy for Chelsea? Or do you think Bournemouth? Obviously, O'Neill's now officially the manager. They've got new owners in as well. Won't have been able to spend any money, but do we see Bournemouth shocking Chelsea at all?
I don't.
No.
Okay.
I think it could be close though.
I think 1-0. That's what I think to Chelsea.
I think 2-1.
I'm going to go for similar to the sort of Newcastle 1, 2-0, I think.
I feel like 3-0 now, actually. I'm thinking about it, but I'm going to stick with my 1-0.
Yeah.
You stick with your 1-0, pal.
Stick
You
with
say,
that.
you say it with your chest.
I'm going to
We,
stick with that 1-0.
we can see the stats in front of us, and the Bournemouth ones are slightly skewed with the goals
9-0.
conceded because of the 9-0.
Yeah.
But they've actually been not bad this season.
No, they're
they've been punching above their weight. They're
Yeah.
14th.
Yeah, we expect. I think everyone expected them to go down.
Yeah.
And they still could, very much so, go down. But no, I think they won't cause Chelsea too many problems. Even though Chelsea haven't been the greatest themselves either this
Yeah.
season. But I'm expecting them to start the second half of this season quite strongly.
Yeah.
So I'm expecting a win here. What about United against Forest? That's a big game from back in the. Well,
The 80s.
back in the 80s, exactly.
Yeah, back in
That's
the,
far back,
this
isn't it?
would have been huge. No,
Aye.
maybe not as huge now.
Yeah.
And I don't see Nottingham Forest causing Man United too many problems.
Yeah.
2-0 for me.
Oh, 2-1. You've got to go to 2-1. The typical 2-1 Man United win.
Are you going 2-1,
I'm
Cam?
right, I am.
I would go the typical 2-1 Man United win, but I just don't see it for Forest.
What have you gone, Hagen?
I'm going 3-0.
Ooh, you're really backing you.
Man United.
Man United?
I can't speak.
Man United.
Man United looked pretty decent the other night against Burnley. Pretty solid win. Rashford looks to be in good form.
Rashford's solo goal was
Yeah,
immense.
scored a really good goal. I can see them causing Nottingham Forest a bit too many issues, especially with their back three. It is abysmal.
It is abysmal.
And Man United will want to start back from the World Cup
With a
on the
bang.
front foot with a bang.
With a bang, exactly. On to their
Yeah.
well,
Final game.
City rivals.
Well, technically two club rivalry and City rivalry. Leeds against Man City.
No one cares what Leeds, mate.
I care about Leeds. Shout out to all the Leeds people in that as well. But I don't think we're winning this one. I really don't.
The guy against the best team in the league, other than Arsenal.
Other than
I love how
that,
you've said that. That's beautiful.
I was going to say, well, look at the stats. Arsenal top of the league. I think City will want to start off a bang, and unfortunately, I just don't see Leeds causing them too many problems. I think it will be 3-0 City, and I hate to say that.
That's bold. Leeds have caused City issues in the past.
We don't do it consistently enough.
I think you will get a goal. I think you'll win the game 3-1.
What?
No, lose the game 3-1, sorry.
I was going to say, see if we come back and win this game 3-1, I'm coming on to the next episode and shake your hand.
I'm coming back on and stealing the points.
That was Callum's optimism for Arsenal there.
No,
pushing
not
through.
Not a chance.
Is his optimism a curse? But
I think it might be a bit closer. I'm going 2-1 to Man City. I think Haaland might take a wee bit of time to get firing again, like he did at the start of the season.
Not if you've seen the Sky Sports videos that he's been doing that.
Have you seen the video?
It's so good.
It's a video of him just sitting waiting the whole time, just talking about how he's been doing.
He took De Bruyne's shirt from the dressing room and put it on one of the mannequins.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Well, he's calling a hat trick now that I've said it.
Okay,
but no, 2-1 City. I think they will win. But just what score do you go for? So that's our Boxing Day and the 2 days after prediction for the Premier League.
That was tough.
That was tricky.
That was tough. I don't trust any of my results there.
I don't think we realistically do for any of us. But again, we're just going off such little information.
Yeah. We'll probably do a match review or two maybe.
Yep.
Over the probably Leeds Man City. Maybe Arsenal West Ham.
We'll maybe see if there's any shocks.
I was going to say there might be a third person on that match review if Leeds win, because I might be spouting Jesse Marsh propaganda.
Oh my goodness.
Embarrassing, Alan. Why would you not come on if they lose?
Why would I want to talk about the losing?
No, it's football. You need to take the highs and the lows.
That's poor from you. I actually expect.
I was going to say, if you want me to come on if they lose as well, then I'll happily come on and talk about Leeds some more. Yeah. I am a firm believer of Marshball. Not in this game though against Man City.
You're such a chugger, man, aren't you? Right, wrap us up.
Yeah. If you enjoyed that, leave us a like and hit the subscribe button and comment below what games you want us to do a match review on, because I'm sure we'll be seeing most of the games over the Christmas period. And as always,
take it easy.